Okay. All right, everybody, welcome back after a long hiatus to Coriolis, the Great Filter. This is Blades and Blasters production of the Coriolis game by Free League. It's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic company. Go check them out. With us tonight is Raz playing Hakam Ruhail, Walter playing Nassir. We are joined by Slip playing Thuraya, and last but not least, Sim playing Ali Tarek. And we're going to open up the game en route to Coriolis Station. Let me know, guys and gals, if you can see this slide showing up okay for you. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Man, I'm really dizzy. Whew. As the scene opens, you have just exited the portal in the Kua system, I believe, en route to Coriolis Station. Perhaps the station itself is not in visual range yet, but the Crimson Wish hangs like a speeding sliver of alloy rushing through space with visible stars outside the viewports. You all have exited your stasis chambers, and I'll let you roleplay that how you may. But it's quite possible that although distant, as you traveled through the AWAS system on your way to Coriolis, you may have sensed a presence that is malignant and wishes you harm, although you also sense that presence no longer has the power to harm you, at least for now. You are not joined by Pasha Khan, your fearless captain, where he has stayed back in the Mira system to close the deal on the last chance, which was Dom Bilroy's ship. And from that sale, you hope to make another big chunk of beer. And I'll let you guys open it up with roleplay.
Nassir was one of the first ones out of his cryostasis. An unusual amount of sweat for an uneventful journey, a dark recollection from their encounter with Mukab, the servant or disciple of the Faceless One. Kind of runs a hand through his hair and shakes off the cobwebs as he stands up, stretching, putting on a loose-fitting robe before putting on some slippers, and seeing the others, prepares to make his way from to the cockpit to check on the readings and make sure the ship is in good working order as they approach the space station.
Thuraya also awakens with an uneasy feeling. She feels like maybe she had bad dreams in stasis, although she can't remember any. She quickly tries to shake that off. The excitement of finally getting to see Coriolis, causing those sorts of worries and fears to evaporate. She cleans up and changes quickly into her armor, which she has painted the deepest black with some stealth paint that Hakam had gifted her with. She also has painted her drone, Vaz. As they've been tinkering with it, Hakam and Thuraya, they've kind of come to a standstill, knowing that there's some advanced programming modules that they need to get to complete the enhancements that she desires for her drone. Hopefully they can get them here on Coriolis.
Ali gets out of his cryo sleep, still feeling the effects of the Ophir he had before he put himself in the cryo sweep, as he kind of gets up and stumbles around, gathering his things that he didn't want to sleep with. And as he's getting ready, looking forward to going to Coriolis so he can get his enhancements. He felt the need to get some after his last encounter.
Hakam wakes up with a sense of dread behind and a sense of dread ahead of him. He was born and raised on Coriolis, in one of the long-standing Zenetian families who actually, like, he can trace his line all the way back to the people who brought the Third Horizon essentially here. And him having decided to go adventuring among the stars caused a great deal of strife and a schism, and so he's not looking forward at all to getting back onto Coriolis. So he gets up, puts a sort of a comfortable robe on, goes to meet Nassir on the bridge to check the engines, but is uncharacteristically quiet and maybe a little more terse with the ship itself than usual.
At this point, Ashanti chimes in. There's a chime, a beep. Oh, welcome. You're getting very near to your destination. I trust that you've all had a restful sleep and hibernation in transit.
Yes, it was fine. How close are we?
We will be within visual range of Coriolis Station within the hour.
Thoraya grins widely and kind of looks around at everybody else. She notices that Hakam does not seem excited at all. Hakam, we can find that component we need for my drone here. I have to admit, I have never been to Coriolis Station. I am excited to see if it lives up to expectations. What will you be doing here?
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't want to run into my family.
She raises an eyebrow. Your family is here?
Yeah, the whole clan.
Where I am from, family is everything. What is the matter with yours?
Me, I guess. Didn't want to stay and work on the station.
And they did not respect this ambition of yours?
No, it was something along the lines of, you are from an most ancient and respected traditional family of engineering on the Coriolis and should have responsibilities, and it went on like that for a while, many times.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
hard. I am sure that they have rethought things in your absence.
No. Very conservative, my family. Very stuck on the rules.
You know what I say? If your family don't like you, you find family that does.
That's right, that's why I'm spelunking with you guys. You don't happen to have some sort of face-changing stuff for me?
Oh, you are the one from Coriolis. Perhaps you can tell us. I'm been told you can find anything there if you look long enough.
Do not change your face, Hakam. She kind of claps him on the shoulder. It is a good one, and I like it. Besides,
I don't want a confrontation with my family. I really don't.
If it comes down to it, maybe we could just rearrange them.
Why confront your family when you can just wear a mask? That is what I tell people sometimes, right, Joraya?
Yeah, you have a spare one?
We have lots of helmets here that will hide your face if need be.
A man walking around in a space helmet's kind of weird. I can wear a gas mask and talk about some, I don't know, virus I'm carrying.
Do you want to borrow my helmet?
And so his helmet doesn't look like, it wouldn't look like an odd astronaut helmet on a person walking indoors?
No, his is the battle armor. The heavy.
I
It's
see.
engineer with no other armor walking around with a big helmet on.
Yeah, that's the thing where I'm trying to figure out, maybe I could get like a Jason type mask, you know, just like something to, some way for him to not look like himself.
Hakam, I have a spare piece of armor here that we got when we first landed on the Bilroy Basin. Took it by force. I'm sure with a little adjustment here and there, you could fill it out quite nicely, and wear the helmet. It wouldn't look odd in the slightest.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Cheers. He'll spend the rest of the time of approach essentially trying to modify with whatever, you know, paint and greablies and all kinds of stuff to make the armor look, or the helmet at least look as it fits with the rest of his clothing style and so not completely out of place. That was directed at Bo, because, you know, he's a tinkerer.
Yeah.
Got it.
As-
Sorry, I was looking at your spreadsheet here. I did give you the 60 grand for the antimatter torpedoes that you got from the ship.
Nice.
So that's good.
Nassir kind of hands him the container that holds all the pieces of the light armor. And, if you break this, you buy it. Just remember.
If I break it, I put it together better than it was before. You remember?
That is equally acceptable.
You got it. Thanks, man. He taps him on the shoulder.
Thariah looks like she wants to talk Hakam out of hiding who he is, but she just closes her mouth and watches him tinker with the mask and armor.
What about that time Shanti chimes again? There's an incoming message from Pasha Khan. Now that you are in range of Coriolis Station, you are able to receive interstellar transmission. Would you like to see the captain's message?
Please, Ashante, play the message for us.
And she triggers the message that flashes up on the bridge, kind of a Star Wars-esque blue hologram, I would say, and Pasha Khan's face pops up over the console, broken from time to time by interstellar static. You hear him say, "Crew of the Crimson Wish, I have secured sale of the Last Chance. This is indeed a boon. It'll be another piece to the puzzle. Allow us to expand our operations, not only in the asteroid belt of the Mira system, but beyond. I've beamed Ashanti any wishes that I may have for purchases on Coriolis, but I ask that each of you spend your beer wisely and arm yourselves for the days to come. The glory of the Crimson Wish will only grow the greater as the days and months pass. I won't be able to be reached immediately due to technical limitations, but I wish you all the best. Try to keep your noses clean, will you? I've heard both great and terrible things about the Legion Guard and Coriolis security. Stay on the up and up. If we ever want to make it legitimate business of this, we need to make at least a decent reputation for ourselves, not a reputation of scoundrels and villains. I'm talking to you, Nassir, and you, Ali, and you, Thariah. And not you so much, Hakam. You seem more of the stand-up sort to me, but I understand that you have family on the station, so maybe those childhood stories will reveal more light on your character. I look forward to the stories when you return. Captain Pasha Khan, out. Bleep. And the transmission clicks off.
Cause trouble, sully our names. It's almost as if he knew I was planning on going to the Mulakad later.
The what? What is this?
It's a great district for entertainment of every kind, I have heard. I have never been there myself, but I plan on going there while we stay. It's something for more appropriate attire, not this armor that you wear now.
Oh, I must see this place then. I want to see everything. In her excitement, she doesn't even look suspicious.
And so the camera pans out as the Crimson Wish fires its thrusters and rockets ever closer to Coriolis Station. Hopefully you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
You see a gigantic ring surrounding the core of Coriolis Station, and initially it's like a speck of dust over the planet Kua. And as you get closer and closer, indeed, you may think it's a moon, but no, it's a space station. Giant and ominous, it gets closer and closer as Ashanti kind of powers the thrusters of the Crimson Wish. And you get closer and closer to the station. Eventually, you start to pick up transmissions from the station, and you see lines of ships going in and out of the station, almost in a spider web type network, in and out, so much traffic. And one of the space traffic controllers comes online and directs you into one of the lanes of traffic. I'm assuming you have your transponder on. I mean, that would be very not well looked upon in this type of space. So, Vessel Crimson Wish, this is Coriolis Traffic Control. Do you read?
This is Nassir of The Last Chance. I read you.
Very well. Fall into traffic lane 027 at bearing 645 Alpha. We're going to be landing you at Neoptera Spaceport. Enjoy your stay on Coriolis. If you know anything about Neoptera, it is a hub of opportunity here. You'll be checked in by customs upon arrival. Any contraband leave on your ship. We have a privacy policy that you will not be searched, but do not have it on your person. As far as weapons, you will pay the customary licensing fee. And if you have any criminal record, well, we can address that upon entering the station. Neoptera Spaceport, traffic control, clear.
This is the Crimson Wish. We will comply. Thank you. And then Nassir goes to flying casually, but not too casually, to the assigned docking station.
Yeah, and as you fall into one of the traffic lanes, you can see there are shuttles and ships as big as yours, some ships larger than yours, all kind of flying in to one of the spaceports on this ring. Everybody's kind of funneled into a certain area as you kind of head towards this Neoptera spaceport.
Nassir, as he kind of sets the course in and kind of turns to the other three, and especially to Ali and Thoraya. So, do any of you have any sort of criminal background we should be concerned about?
Not until recently, and I don't think that any of our actions have been of the sort that gain the attention of these sorts of authorities, although she looks a little worried.
It's only a crime if someone is remaining alive to report it.
This is what I think also. We have been fairly careful in this way.
Yes, very much so. Now they will smile.
Now, if we are being honest, I will say before I met all you fine people, the consortium was not on the best of terms with me, but I'm sure that is all blown over by now.
And if there's nothing else, there's a scene at the Crimson Wish floating along with dozens of other ships into the spaceport. You feel the thrusters let go as you enter the spaceport, and the artificial gravity starts to take hold, and there's a clunk as you set down your ship, and Ashanti says, "All systems powering down. You've landed safely on Coriolis Station."
So one of the first things we have to do is go get permit fees for whatever weapons we're taking on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing you see, kind of as you land out the viewports of your ship, is just a very busy space station. There are ships kind of in rows of hangars, kind of landing, and outside the ships, there's hustle and bustle of folks. Some with raised voices, some not. Here and there, you see a Coriolis security guard kind of going to and fro the lines, checking people with some sort of scanning device. And you also see, I don't know, what passes for almost customs agents in our world, as the new arrivals on the Coriolis station are funneled through queues and into kind of entry points into the station. Move along. Move along. Identification, please. Present your license fees, and charges will be applied to your transponders if you have those. Move along. Move along.
Nassir, besides his heavy armor, will only be taking his accelerator pistol as something that would require a fee of some kind.
Yeah, Thariah seems to be kind of dithering as she just looking at her weapons and calculating how much they're going to cost, but looking pained to leave anything behind. And eventually she decides on her accelerator pistol, and she also fastens her Duraclaws underneath her coat, which she doesn't think require a license fee.
Yeah, Ali's fully kitted in his heavy armor and his Vulcan machine gun. He's not leaving home without it.
Hakam just brings his tools, including a large wrench.
And there's a couple, there's a man and woman with a small child in front of you, and they pass through the customs line, and they get like something that looks like a tricorder kind of ran over them, and there's a officer there with a visor and what looks to be a tabula, and he punches a few buttons and says the man and the woman's names and the child's names, and you kind of overhear them talking, and they laugh and exchange some pleasantries, and you hear them say, "Enjoy your stay on Coriolis Station." And they walk through the line, and he comes up to you. "Hello? Hello? My name is Thomas, Coriolis Security. I need to check you in here. Do you have any weapons, contraband items, anything we need to be aware of?"
Nassir points to his accelerator pistol and his sword that he has slung over his back. And just these two for today.
Corsac here understands the importance of personal protection, but we do charge a licensing fee for any firearms brought aboard the station. Is this pistol the only thing you're bringing on, please?
This is my sword. That is it. Yes.
Very well. And he pokes in the tabula, and let's see, what pistol was it?
Accelerator pistol is 700. beer
100.
to purchase.
Your licensing fee for this pistol here will be 700 beer. Now understand it is good for the next standard year.
Well, then I will have to make several trips to make use of this permit. Thank you.
And he will subtract 700, and we can just do it from the grouped pool if that's cool with everybody.
Yeah.
So negative 700. See your pistol, and he says, "Do you have some identification, sir?"
Yes. He pulls out a card or a chip identifying him that he can plug into his tabula if need be.
He runs it over, and his eyes kind of dart back and forth from the tabula to you as all like the crowd around you. We all know the feeling. The crowd around you seems like they're moving so fast. Your group is just moving very slow. And he just looks at you. Nassir, Ami, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
You know, there is a consortium presence here on the station, but leave your business with them behind you. It looks like there have been some inquiries regarding your whereabouts recently. No hits, but keep your head on a swivel.
I will be sure to keep it that way. Thank you.
And the law applies equally here on Coriolis. The consortium is a large corporation, but the adjudicators will make sure everything is fair. No violence, you understand?
Of course, I'm here for pleasure, not violence.
That's what I like to hear. Go ahead, Nassir. Make yourself at home, Coriolis.
With that, he kind of moves forward and waits for the next one to go through.
Next!
Thoraya will go next. She just kind of holds up the accelerator pistol.
That's 700.
Yep.
Very well, you'll be taking the annual license, my lady.
She closes her eyes and with a pained expression nods.
I know, I understand you have reservations, but as I said to your friend Nassir here, it is good for all year.
What a bargain. She kind of smiles tightly.
And looks you up and down. And identification?
She'll present her tabula or wherever the identification's kept.
Mm-hmm. And he just smiles as you go by and says, "No problems here, Thoraya. Enjoy your stay on Coriolis. I understand that you are involved in several business ventures. I think you'll find something to your interest here, as will everyone. Enjoy your stay."
She nods but steps quickly forward and kind of whispers to Nassir, "How do they know so much about us?"
Information is power. I'm not surprised.
Next!
Ali would motion for Hakim to go ahead and go next.
Where you have a new friend?
Hakam.
Hakam.
At least once I got to shoot back about that. Yeah, Hakam stands proud and takes a step forward. And then, faces the agent.
Greetings. Welcome to Coriolis Station. Any weapons will be declaring today.
No, sir. Hands over his papers.
Seems like your friends are enough protection. And he
Indeed.
takes
There's
your papers. And
There's 100 beer extra that I put in the papers.
Hmm?
And
he kind of flips up his visor and looks at you, makes eye contact.
he says it's a special fee for not notifying people that I've arrived on the station.
No, friends come bearing weapons, but you do not.
No, look, you can look me up. I'm from here. I just don't want to meet any of my family. You understand?
He raises his eyebrows.
You'll see my record is clean.
Yeah, he does. As it pops up, it's just you actually have more than anybody else on here.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh.
I'm from here. Yeah.
Akaruha, welcome home. Welcome home, sir. It's been a long time. I'm sure your family would be glad to.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Please,
And he
man.
looks down. He looks down
I
at
look,
the
I look at him pleadingly and say, I'm sure you've got family issues too. Let me just sidesteps this one.
He looks at you and takes the 100 beer and slides it back your way and says, "You do not like us to notify family. We do that as a convenience and a favor to our patrons, but if you don't want them notified, I won't notify them."
Thank you. And then I'll say
Coriolis
something,
has-
something that's customary, right? Like, may this spin go on forever or whatever weird phrases they have.
He says the same thing.
Yep.
And he says, ominously, "This is a huge station, several kilometers across. I'm sure you won't run into him."
Yeah, one can only hope.
And he waves you through. Next!
And Ali would walk up. Just the one weapon.
One very large weapon, I see, sir. You'll have no need to be using that, but if you feel more comfortable with it, go right ahead.
But I hope I don't have to use it. It
How much is that bad boy?
was free. It was gifted to me.
Exactly. That's how it works.
Let's see here. Let's see.
It's
Clever.
6,500, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. His eyes go up. Well. You're bringing in the heavy machinery, I see. I could save you some money. Leave that back on your ship. An accelerator pistol is more than you'll need here. Coriolis security takes care of most of the station, and the areas we don't touch, well, there's a strong Legion presence. And if anybody knows what they're talking about, they know you don't mess with the Legion.
Yes, I am ex-Legion myself. But I do need to bring this with me. I feel much better with it at my side.
Okay. The annual fee will be 6,500 beer, sir.
Yes. And
Wow.
I'll handle the thing.
You are just made of money.
Well, our skills are in demand, I guess.
Very well. Well, the four of you, feel free to go ahead, enter the spaceport. I can provide you with a map that will be beamed directly to your tabulas if you would like.
Oh, wouldn't it be easier to just leave the weapon behind and take the money and buy a new one on the station? Then you have one on the station.
Except they usually, because of permit fees, they send it like in a box to your ship.
Bastards!
I
They put
know.
a stopper in it!
If you bought it on the station, you'd still have to pay the license for that gun.
Ah,
Yes, and if I was going to buy a new one, it'd be the upgraded version of the accelerator rifle with this 10,000.
If I know anything about bureaucracy, which I do, they'll fleece you any way they can. So, Ali, tell me what it looks like as you guys enter into this busy spaceport.
So as Ali finishes up with the security guard, he'll kind of start walking forward the group. Man, that is expensive.
Thoraya is just looks like she's in agony watching Ali hand over the beer. She kind of shakes her head as he comes across. Oh, that is a very expensive teddy bear you've brought.
And yes, it is quite the security teddy bear, I guess you would say. Like a blanket. A nice warm blanket that will cover everybody.
I almost hope you have to use it.
And you can't see his face because he has his helmet on, but yes, so do I.
does make nice noises.
Well, if my life has taught me anything, is never to walk into some place unprepared.
I was thinking body armor. Didn't you get some already implanted?
I did, if you cannot tell by my bulges.
No, I still need some body armor implanted. I only got the muscles.
I was gonna go to a clinic and get that done.
Yes, that is a step I'm looking forward to doing.
It needs time of healing, so might as well do it early.
Perhaps the same district will have the technology for my drone, so...
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, look, and then Hakam goes into 3-4 ideas of where we could go on the station that he thinks we could get this.
Well,
This is your home. You tell us where we need to go to make this happen.
yes, just
Exactly.
lead the way, and if we have to go somewhere else, we see more of Coriolis.
Yeah. And he acts a bit as a guide. But he will do a terrible, terrible replacement voice. Some sort of like squeaky, and then we go to the left, and then there should be this hospital, which is like, it's obviously not his own voice, but he doesn't want to be heard, you know, with his normal voice. He's just really bad at trying to impersonate any other normal speaking person.
So that spaceport is off of the Spice Plaza, which I dropped
Yeah.
you into the big map. There's two big maps. The one you're on, then just kind of south of your tokens.
Yeah.
So the spaceport's kind of here. Spice Plaza, you know, a lot of food, drink, vendors, stuff like that. Think of kind of consumable goods, I think, is mostly sold there. Food, drink, you know, incense, things like that, spice, etc.
Ozone Plaza is where I'm bringing them.
Yep. Ozone Plaza would definitely be the place to go. That's where like the arms dealers are and all that sort of thing. So, before you guys leave the spaceport, though, could you guys each make me an observation check?
I could, for a fee. I think I just click observation.
Uh-huh.
Juan. Takes Juan to notice Juan.
Jeez.
She's
Mariah.
got her head on a swivel. She wants to see everything.
I'll let you make an extra kind of free action or whatever. Ollie's like lugging his gun around. He's kind of getting through the crowd, making sure nobody pickpockets in at the spaceport. But what you're gonna say
Is
that
everything black now? I don't see anything anywhere anymore. Oh,
No,
there we go.
You just panned off.
yeah,
Oh,
panned off.
my-
Sorry,
Sorry, my bad.
ton of art on this page. Surprised my connection's keeping up, which is nice.
Yeah.
So Thuraya, you notice somebody took interest, at least to some extent, in your little talk there with the customs official, Tomas, and might be trailing you. He has a cigar in his mouth, and every once in a while he takes it out of his mouth and licks his lips, caps it, and the ash drops to the street, and he puts it out with his boot. He does his best to kind of trail you and kind of stay out of line of sight, but Thuraya, you're no dummy. You sense this guy is following you, probably, I don't know, 20 meters back in the crowd. What are you guys going to do?
She's gonna pretend to stumble for a minute, kind of grab whoever's in front of her. Oh, I'm sorry. The sidewalk was uneven. She's gonna pull out her tabula then, and she'll whisper to whoever was in front of her, there is someone following us.
Nassir prepared to make a offhand comment about her clumsiness and hence her inability to be a good infiltrator. As soon as she says that, he kind of forces his eyes down. What does he look like?
Nassir got a 1, so yeah,
Yeah.
if she points him out, you should be able to see him.
She's not gonna point him out. What she'll do is she'll say, "Time for a group photo," and she'll kind of try to get everyone positioned where she's gonna get him in the back of a selfie. The guy following.
Yeah, You sense him as you do that. He's kind of trying to dart off to the side. But since you got a 4, you can even get him in the selfie if you want.
Yeah, that's what she's going to try to do. And then she's going to, oh, look, everyone. This is an excellent picture. And she'll point to the guy.
Yeah. Does Hakam recognize him?
She'll pinch and enlarge
Huh.
the image.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you wouldn't recognize him. But you see a guy, like a blurry image of a guy, like darting off toward the side, trying not to get in the picture. And you
Yeah.
see him scurry back into the crowd. Although Taraya, you kind of have a beat on him, and you can see that every once in a while he still casts you a sideways glance.
What do you want to do?
Who do
Lose the tail or catch him?
Or tail to tail.
It might be
Right.
better to know than to not know, yes?
Sure. If one or several of you want to follow him, circle around, grab him, ask him questions, be my guest.
Let us see who he is most interested in. Two of us.
I'll shop over here.
Yes, and two of us move over onto this street and we'll see who he follows.
Well, I'll start perusing a nearby stand. Take my time.
Thariah will stay with Hakam.
Nassir kind of walks nonchalantly with Ali. So are you getting tired of carrying all this crap yet?
It's not too bad. I've carried more in worse conditions. When you look around. But I definitely think I need to get a bigger one eventually.
Ah, yes, that is more often than not what I hear your women say.
Yes. I hear that often. Unfortunately.
Fear not, for I am looking for something bigger too while we are here.
Thariah and Hakam, from their vantage point, they can see that this cigar-smoking gentleman puts out his cigar under his heel and ducks into the crowd, only to emerge on Ali and Nassir's tail, about 10 meters behind them at this point.
Thariah narrows her eyes and she tries to sneak up behind the guy. She kind of taps Hakam and points to the guy before she does so.
Give me,
Hakam just stands there. He's not
go ahead.
trying to hide.
Yeah, give me infiltration versus observation for him. So here we go. Do his obs.
Ugh.
Hey!
I'm gonna pray.
Might not need to.
Well,
Well.
might not need to.
No,
Well,
no.
how do you determine a winner then?
I think, does it
Well,
go
if he
again?
doesn't see you, then he doesn't see you, right?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't see you, but you don't sneak up on him. Well, again, I think it actually goes to whoever has the highest
Total,
skill in that.
which is
Yeah, let me look. So his obs is 2.
our totals are the same. Does it go to the skill number?
That's obs. Yep. I don't know. Let's just do it again.
Okay, we'll do it again.
I'll wing it.
Again.
you-
All right.
It's time to do it
Again.
again.
Again. It's too crowded.
Let's just keep doing it again. Yeah, it's fine. So let's say, like, he gets a sense maybe somebody is not sure if it's so crowded, and every time you start to sneak up on him, let's say that couple with a little girl comes in front of you, and you're heading into the Spice Plaza, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she points to something that looks like a churro. Daddy, I want one of those. Ah, okay. And he starts to dig through his wallet and like goes right to your way, knocks you off of your course of direction. So let's do it again.
Now, did this stealth paint actually give me an infiltration modifier?
It wasn't.
Is it,
I mean,
Or is
it's
it
not
just
in the book.
Okay, it's not in the book. All right. Well, we can talk about
yeah,
that
it would
later
seem
then.
weird in a crowd.
Right,
in a
right,
crowd
right.
like this.
And I felt
How's
like it's the
that?
same way that I don't think the chair and the stick and the
Okay.
jacket and all that, they're
It's just
gifts
flavor.
Gifts of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like in a cool situation, I would say definitely I would give it to you just for
Nice.
roleplay reasons. But it's also weird that you look like a floating head.
Yep. Dang it.
Nothing?
We both suck.
Well, I'll be back when this gets resolved.
You could pray, I guess, if you'd like.
Well, I mean, if I'll see what he rolls.
Man, these guys are bad.
Maybe I'll just need to make a what's it called, the diversion, where he goes what,
Okay.
and then he sees you this
Hey!
time.
You see me this time? All right. I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna pray then.
I do.
Oh my
Yeah, wow.
gosh. Oh, the dice gods are not with me.
He turns. You go ahead. What, you're saying something?
No, I was just gonna laugh at the black hole armor just sticking out like a fish
All right.
and alerting him to her presence.
He turns to Thariah, and he kind of holds up both of his hands with nothing in them. I'm trying to work here, woman. Please leave me alone.
She grins and walks up to him and tries to just slap an arm around him.
He lets you do it. Good to see you. Are you also in the trade?
She just kind of cocks an eyebrow and then says, so what exactly are you wanting today?
This man up there. And he points to Ali with his machine gun slung over his chest.
Oh.
Are you with him? Or are you on your own?
She says, really, we are all alone, sir, in this world, in this universe.
I'll cut the word games. I have no interest in philosophy. Only beer, good times, good food and drink.
You choose big game to hunt.
Well, that man has a big gun. That means he has big beer.
Perhaps, but it could be dangerous to make a move on such a man. Is it worth it?
You think my such moves are ingenuous. What is your name? My name is Bayberry Alfania, of the Alfania family. We've been here on the ring for many years.
I am Thariah Farai.
Well met, Thariah. My family deals in supply and demand. If there is demand, we make supply, and who cares about the legality type of question, if you understand me. And one of the security guards kind of walks by as like you guys are in this conversation. Well, pop him onto the board here. And he kind of like moves into like one of these stalls, like in between it. So the security guard just walks by and he lowers his voice. If I need to speak any more plainly, a smuggler, I'm a smuggler. I figure this man, he has large weapons. He can help me move more of the same. You understand?
So, you want to make a business partner is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, perhaps. You never know who is on the side of the law, who follows the law to the letter, and who has morals of a somewhat more loose nature. But that man up there, he kind of points to Ali and Nassir. I don't know, maybe they're like just making small talk. He has the look of a hard man, a man who has seen action. Not like these pudgy-faced, round-bellied fools here on the Spice Plaza.
Well, perhaps I can arrange an introduction, Mr. Afiana.
Oh, so Thariah, my dear, you are with him.
We are acquainted.
I see. Well, very well. If you allow me to be introduced to him and not be on the other hand of that cannon that he's carrying around, be my guest.
All right, she'll kind of gesture after you, but she'll walk with him toward Nassir and Ali.
He's not slinking around at this point. He's obviously with Thariah, and he gives the universal gesture of, greetings, I come in peace to both Nassir and Ali. He probably has no clue about Hakam at this point.
Is this the one that was following us?
Thariah nods. This is a Mr. Bayberry Afyana. He is a businessman who, he saw you, Ali, and was so impressed by your stern visage and impressive weaponry that he thought perhaps you might be in the same line of business or could work together.
Oh. And you kind of let out a slight chuckle. What is it that you do exactly?
Your friend Thariah, beautiful young woman, knows an opportunity when she sees it. Bayberry Afiana at your service. And I am in the business of supply and demand. He repeats his whole spiel again. If there is a demand, we meet the supply. And outside of Coriolis, there is sometimes demand for weapons like the one you carry there. Now, I have several connections down in the cellar, and I have several crates of such weapons. Perhaps. Or perhaps I don't. It depends if you're interested in such things. If you're only here for the pastries and the drink and the beautiful men and women, then we have no further business. We will go our own ways. But if you're interested in making some beer, well, allow me to be your guide to the ring. Are you all strangers here? Yes?
Yes, we are all new to this place.
Babes.
The three of you?
In the wood.
Did Hakam ever make his way, or is he still sitting back?
If you look down the street, he's just leaning against sort of a light, just looking in your way, casually.
I think
Got a toothpick in typical fashion.
Thariah's gonna lean against a wall and kind of text Hakam, smuggler, period, wants to do business, period. Follow us, period.
Yeah.
Why talk business in the middle of this grand procession when we can do it in a tavern or bar and have a drink over discussions?
Hey, if you sent his name to Hakam, I'll let Hakam kind of make a culture check with a +2 mod
Sure.
to see if he knows about the Afiana family.
Oh.
I'm sure they're very reputable.
Culture. 2. No. Even with that many dice.
Well,
I
you've been away too
defy-
long, my friend.
Yep. Who knows?
Yeah, you've been away too long. You don't recognize the name, but you do know there are certain families who run businesses of ill repute.
Oh,
Although
sure,
there's
yeah.
crime and there's crime, right? And there's crime that's lowbrow type of thing that Corsac and the Legion come down on like a hammer. But there's also crime that they maybe look the other way on. That you're not sure who he represents at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yes, Nassir is right. We should go somewhere that there is less ears.
I'm just checking my dark points. I have 3.
Sure you do.
Oh, very well. Well, where are you headed? We could talk on the way there.
Where exactly were we headed?
Well, Hakam was leading us. We don't know our way around.
we were going to Ozone Plaza, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, we're on the way to Ozone Plaza. Our guide is got to behind us.
Bayberry turns, looking kind of in Hakam's general direction as he perhaps emerges from the crowd. Ah. Very well. Oh, the four of you then. And myself makes 5. That's quite a team.
Yes. So as you were saying, you have stuff that want to move.
Let's get somewhere more private. And they walk up, and there's like a tram service, I think, that goes around the ring. And you guys can all kind of get in that and maybe have a little more privacy if you like to have a conversation, if you guys want to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Gather you all up. Mr. Bayberry. Cool. So you guys step onto this tram that is suspended by some sort of repulsor technology over a track, and there is a female mechanical / computer voice that minds your safety as you get onto this thing, and the 5 of you enter into one of the containers that's separated by some sort of translucent divider from the other compartments, and you feel this thing just kind of jet into motion. Your stomachs drop a little bit as you look outside and you see the outside of the ring, the perimeter, as this kind of train, for a better term, just speeds along the perimeter of the ring. And Bayberry kind of looks out the window. This is most beautiful. And this sort of thing never gets old. I have rarely left Coriolis Station. I wonder how much other beauty there is in the third horizon.
I assure you, well, there is some spots that are beautiful. Majority of it is what you would say dirty.
Yeah, but maybe I should stay here on Coriolis, no? Enjoy myself in the spice.
It would be up to you. Depends what type of adventure you want to go on in life.
No, too much time in the Mulkuhad can cause one to degenerate in all sorts of ways. Just like any appetite, if it's always sated, it leads only to softness, to lack of action. My family has been here for many years. We do not like lack of action. We like beer. We like to make babies. We like to spend our time in more productive ways, like building businesses.
Yes, like the business that you're currently in right now.
Exactly. Which brings us to our matter of business. If you would be interested in your name was?
I'm Ali.
Ali. We have many contacts down in the cellar. Crates and crates of weapons like that one there. We only ask that they be moved out of the Kua system to one of our freighters.
And what, due to the lack of I guess other smugglers to take them. Why'd approach some newcomers? You don't know us.
Ah, that's true. I don't know you in particular, but we start small. Perhaps we build bigger business over time. What brought you to Coriolis in the first place?
Eh, I hear there's everything here that someone could want.
Ah, at least most of it. Most things you could want are here on Coriolis. Although after spending a lifetime here, it too even becomes claustrophobic.
Yes, but I can see that. Staying in one place has that effect.
Indeed. Well, if you are interested, Mr. Ali Tarek, please give me your transponder information and I'll have further instructions sent to your tabula.
Well, perhaps before we do all that, we could get down to the bottom of everything. Everything moves around beer. How much are we talking?
Indeed. We're talking 20,000 beer. Or several crates of weapons like the one you have at your side now.
20. You know how much those guns are worth out there?
How much?
A lot more than 20,000.
We're not asking you to keep the guns, we're asking you to move the guns.
Move them to where?
Oh, just a freighter outside of the range of Coriolis Station. It's not much work at all.
Oh, 20,000. We do not get out of bed for 20,000 beer.
Oh, very well. Perhaps other offers will come my way and will make my way away from your acquaintance after we leave this train.
Ollie's just gonna sit there.
And Thariah takes out a knife and just cleans her nails.
Well, I guess that's how it is. Unless you have anything to add, Nassir.
I'm always interested in work if the price is right.
My family would be a fool to trust newcomers with large hauls. Small time first, then bigger down the road. And as to why we use newcomers, well, eyes are not on them, at least yet. If I go through other known families and associates in the Ozone Plaza, well, the eyes and ears of the adjudicators are always upon us. Those assholes have something up their ass. No. Corsec and Legionnaire, they can be dealt with. But the Judicars, forget about it. You get busted for them, you're going to spend your life in a cell.
Exactly. 20,000 beer is a little amount to risk a life in prison.
Yes.
That's-
Or further issues with the Judicared.
And tell me, when does this trader need this gear, this cargo?
Oh, there is no rush. I've been scouting the spaceport for several days. Probably within the week. If you change your mind, you have my information.
Yes, that's what we do. And if you change yours, you know where to find me.
Give us some time to talk about it amongst ourselves. We will let you know what we decide.
Very well. Well then, enjoy your time. And watch your behavior here in the Ozone Plaza. It is not so loose as in the Spice Plaza.
Yes. Well, we should do that. It's been a pleasure.
And as the tram stops, you feel your stomach lurch and there's a chime and a throng of people exits the tram in their colorful robes. You hear their chatter as they exit out onto the promenade that leads to the plaza. And then in front of you, you see low tents rising into the air. In the sky, you see a simulated clouds kind of floating overhead, and the atmosphere is much more militant than in the Spice Plaza. But you get also the sense that it's very safe and secure. Well met, Ali, Tarek, Thoraya. Perhaps we'll do business another time, if not today. Bayberry Alfania wishes you the best on your endeavors.
May the icons watch over you in your travels.
Indeed. And as he exits the tram, he gives you guys a bow with hands steepled, and he disappears into the crowd.
$20,000 beer.
It isn't much, but there is the opportunity it could bring in the future. If he's telling the truth.
Right. Could also be spotted a nice looking ship. Get that ship in a place where they can take it over. Who knows?
It could be that there is something other than weaponry that he is smuggling as well. Although he certainly did not seem over eager to raise prices.
If anything, this is a test run to check our competency. I'm sure, though, Hakam might know better than me, that they must frequently change who they use before these adjudicators learn their patterns and they spend the rest of their lives in jail.
Yeah, it might be a little easier to do what we do further away from Coriolis, you know?
Truly, we do not want to burn this place as a source of
No.
equipment and services.
Yes. I agree with that. Especially if they're near 20,000 beer.
Something it's got my nose twitching. I feel like there is something that we are not seeing. I will keep my eyes open.
Yeah, on Coriolis, you're right.
If only one of us knew at this station, we could go to someone like an information broker and maybe see if he is truly who he says, or perhaps some sort of honeypot that the adjudicators use from time to time.
You do not know anything about this man, Hakam. Or
No. There's definitely crime families on every place. This one has a few big ones.
Yes, but if he was from a big one, then I would expect it. It'd have been more of a show of him meeting us instead of him trying to get our attention from following us.
Did he try to get our attention, actually?
he did not. He followed from a distance, watching and tried not to be seen. This is what doesn't it doesn't match with his words.
No. Shit like this is complicated. That's why I prefer the outer space. I've got a date with the hospital bed. Could put some metal in my body. Seems like a distraction.
He said there was no time table, and if that is true, perhaps we can enjoy ourselves and get a few upgrades. He kind of looks at Ali and Hakam and maybe decide after a day or two, and maybe dig a little, see if someone can tell us if he is who he says he is.
Yes. Well, if he is who he says he is, there's a record of him. And if there's a record of him, it's inside a computer somewhere. And if it's inside a computer somewhere, then perhaps we can get into it.
Well, on to this Ozone Plaza.
Follow me. It's over there, not far.
And as you enter the Ozone Plaza, the first thing you see, kind of at standing guard at the entrance, is one of these Legion guards, fully armored with a crimson cloak over their left shoulder, wielding a carbine, looking very formidable. They just stare straight ahead. Although as you pass by them, there's like 3 or 4 of them in a row. You get the sense that their awareness is everywhere, yet not on any single thing at once. As you enter the Ozone Plaza, you see vendors lined up along the promenade, all sorts of armaments for sale, military technology, sensing equipment, guns, melee weapons, whatever your heart, black though it is, would desire.
We'll have some weapon upgrades before we go on to the knife.
Indeed, I've heard there's people that sell interesting weapons with unique upgrades and capabilities.
Yeah, you see those signs? Those are the directories if you ever get lost, you know? Let's check one out. Leads them to one of the directories. We start looking under... sort of sort them by weapons tech and choose one that's nearby.
Yeah, there are these kind of swipeable kiosks, that respond to gestures and touch, kind of interspersed along the promenade, and you can find whatever you need, and it kind of shows your position and then kind of a route to get there. It's whatever you want to find.
Nassir is going to look for a well-known gunsmith.
Well, it just so happened that that's one is nearby, Mr. Yala. He looks a little grumpy, but he's good at what he does. There's all sorts of gunsmiths, and they have they probably have like social media rankings next to them. And Yala's has a pretty good reputation as a reputable guy, and quite skilled at what he does. His business is, just a few hundred meters from your current position.
Nassir, scrolling through his tabulous, sees this. Yala has some pretty good Yelp reviews, and makes his way to his store to kind of peruse his items to see what modifications he's put on them before eventually going up to the gentleman.
As you walk in, there's a counter there. Yala is not at the counter. Instead, there are cameras kind of pointing out towards the promenade. And eventually, the cameras blink red, and Yala scurries out from the back. He has what looks to be like burns on his face and a few blisters on his fingers. Yeah. What'll it be? You gonna look all day? You gonna buy something? Yala has work to do. I'm in demand. You know, these Legion and Corsair thugs keep me busy.
Tell me, you've heard of the Legionnaire Carbon, the Dial 3, yes? I'm looking for someone who can do the same, but with a thermal carbine. And perhaps instead of a grenade launcher, I've heard of some that are so audacious to put a flamethrower.
And who might you be? One of the icons themselves, the judge, perhaps? Willing to start the war, take on an entire planet? Why do you need such a thing?
It is better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Words of wisdom. At least you're not completely stupid. My name is Yalo. What to be yours?
I am Nassir Ahmet of Algol.
Well met, Nassir. He hands out his right hand.
Yes, I'm looking for something like this. It has been told that you are the man to talk to.
A lot of things are said here along the ring and along the Ozone Plaza, but yes, Yala is very skilled. I can do what you ask. It will take at least some time, though.
Time is something I have right now.
Very well. And would that be all you need?
That is an excellent question. Do you do anything special with swords?
Melee weapons are not my strong suit, but perhaps I can refer you to someone who can do that sort of thing.
Oh, no bother. I was just curious. Tell
Like
me,
I say, why stab them up close when you can shoot them from half a kilometer away? Am I right? Am I right?
that is very correct. I prefer to shoot them far in the distance where I can keep myself safe.
Agreed. I'd rather not come in within sweating distance of the enemy.
That's all Nassir's really looking for, and I can give you the exact details.
Put in the specs into chat. He is going to ask for your information and ID and run the 4-sec equivalent of a background check. They are under at least the thumb of the Judicars and the Legion, not to give this sort of thing to outright criminals.
How would I go about selling this guy the Vulcan carbine that I picked up that I have an extra of? It's worth 2,000.
Yeah, you can definitely is 2,000 new?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably discount that by 20%.
I'll take it. 1,800?
1,800?
Yep.
Yep, so he comes in. So he's helping Nassir. What does it look like as you kind of walk in?
Hey, I got this rifle to sell. Actually, I can't sell it here because I didn't bring it. Otherwise, I would have paid for a license. I can't break that, what already happened.
You can probably sell it, just like put it in
Have
like
it shipped
their pneumatic
or
tube
something?
system, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you could probably do something
Alright.
like that.
Yeah, in that case, I'll just say, I got a rifle to sell. Barely used, only dropped once.
Yala's kind of busy taking Nassir's order. Oh yeah, is that right? Is that right?
Yeah, take your
we're
time. I got video. I'll show you after you're done with that guy.
Absolutely. Yala's always looking for any weapons he can. Parts are harder to come by these days.
Yeah, hearing that would perk Ali's ears up. Well, perhaps you could give me a good price on this Vulcan machine gun in exchange if I better buy one of your accelerator machine guns.
A good price? Oh, you actually have the goods with you. Yeah, put it up here on the counter. I'll take a peek.
Yeah, Ali would put it up there and looking sharp with the modifications that Hakam has gave to him to put on. Yes, this one is pretty trustworthy. It's gotten me out of a lot of gems.
I can see that. Of course, I can't pay you a full price for this sort of thing, but I'll give you 4,000 for it.
4,000? What about 5?
Give me a manipulation.
Oh shit! I might be taking 2, huh?
Nobody's rolling well today at all.
No.
I know. I'm hoping to change that. Of course not.
Oh, he looks at the weapon. He raises it up and he breaks it down. Inspects the I don't know what you would call the chamber for this sort of thing. The loading mechanism. You're right. It's seen some action. I'm going to need to clean this, put a new pin in it. You know, it's going to cost me several hundred beer to get it up to speed, not to mention the normal wear and tear. 4,000 it is, take it or leave it.
You just
I-
paid for the permit for this.
Yes. How would I go about upgrading the permit? If you could help me upgrade the permit, cheaper than 4,000, you have a deal.
Let's say this. I'll transfer the permit from the new weapon onto this one. I'll cover the difference. You got a deal?
Yes, we have a deal.
All right. All right, so Hakam, you're selling yours for,
18.
so it's 18, because that's, yeah, it's 80%. 18. So plus 18. Hakam sells.
I'm gonna grab that because I'm low on money.
Yep, you just want to put it into your account?
Yep.
Cool with that.
I keep spending it on other stuff.
And you're going to get 4,000. Ali, right?
Yeah, 4,000 off the 10, I guess. So it'd be 6,000.
So it's 10 for that new weapon?
Yeah, minus the 4.
So you'll pay 6,000. Do you want me to bill you, or you just want to take it off?
Let's take it off. All the money goes in the central banking.
Take it off the central bank?
Yes, I got some credit.
All right, you can put that new weapon on your sheet if you'd like.
Awesome.
Now he says to Nassir that, you know, it's going to take at least until next afternoon for him to do that custom weapon. Did you put that to the chat?
I put it in Discord, sorry.
Thermal carbine with a high capacity underbarrel. Oh man, this thing's sweet. Have you done how much that would cost?
That's up to you. I mean, if you look,
I have to look it up.
It'll be some. If I had to guess based on looking at the Vulcan carbine and the Legionnaire carbine, the cost difference, I'd probably put it around, not including the advanced scope. I don't know, like 10,000. I bet.
Yeah, I'll look it up in between sessions. This is not going to come into private play tonight. So cool. So yeah, Yala says, is there anything more I can do for you folks? Nassir, I'm going to get to work on this tonight. Now this is going to be a custom weapon. A nice thing to be sure.
I will have to find an appropriate name for it. In the meantime, tell me, where would you go to celebrate a weapon of this caliber? I need where the alcohol is flowing freely and the clothing on the women is optional.
Well, there are some cantinas here in the Ozone Plaza, although the denizens that frequent those sorts of places are not as loose with their morals as you might want to see. If you want to really get down in the gutter, well, you know where to go.
The gutter.
The Mukalad, the entertainment district on the core. It's not here on the ring. You won't have to take a lift to get there.
Excellent, I appreciate it. I have heard that that was the case, and it seems you have confirmed it for me.
But don't go getting yourself shivved or stabbed. There's no Legion present there. You run crossways of someone and, well, you end up with a knife in your back. And I don't want to make this custom weapon for nothing.
Oh, I would not die without at least holding a weapon of that magnificence at least once in my life.
I'll take your word on it. I'll take your word on it. As he says this, oh, Nassir, meet. You're not so innocent as you think. It seems the consortium, they have interest in you. Don't worry, my lips are sealed. But I'm just saying, It's not like they don't have a presence here on the station.
Yes, I have been warned. I will be sure to behave, and I will be sure that they behave as well. And just remember, I am always kind to the people who are kind in turn.
I hear you, Nassir. Expect an estimate of your costs on your tableau within the next 12 hours.
Yes, yes.
And not really want to make pleasantries, Yala will kind of go to the back of the shop and get to work. He leaves his camera sensors at the front desk to determine if anybody new comes in. And you hear from the background a bunch of whizzing as he gets to work.
Nassir, what exactly did you do to piss off this consortium so badly?
I will tell you that story over a drink. It's not as exciting as you may think, but it involves large sums of equipment being lost, as well as a few lives along the way.
She raises an eyebrow and says, "Well, I will take you up on that offer, but first I must find the processor for my drone. Hakam, you think it is in this district? Are there drone merchants and servicers here?"
Yeah. Definitely.
So she goes looking for that. Basically, the capacity of the drone's brain needs to be increased to handle the complexity of the weapons commands.
How about sneeze? Excuse me.
Space plague.
I tell you, I'm coming down with something big time. Okay, yeah, Thariah, you can look up that sort of thing as well. I don't necessarily have the name of the shop, of the quote-unquote droid shop,
Sure.
or the probe shop.
We can handle it, but
You can look it up, and as you guys make your way out of the gun shop or whatever, you do see, like, there are drones flying over the crowd. None of them have weapons that you can see, but they have like camera sensors and they're scanning faces and that sort of thing. And you see at least one of them has on like fire suppression kind of devices, which you might think is odd, but kind of makes sense with a crowd like this.
Yeah.
You want to get on top of any sort of disaster or explosion, that sort of thing. But indeed, that type of technology is available here in the Ozone Plaza.
yeah, she points to one
So
of the
what-
fire suppression drones and says, "I think whatever is processor is in that drone would probably work. You could probably convert that for weapon use."
Oh,
Yep. And so there is a down the street, maybe another 100 meters. There is this shop that does this sort of thing,
Yeah, she'll
and
go there and
who-
talk
who-
with Hakam to see what he thinks the best, upgrade unit would be, what they would need, and haggle for that.
he's happy to talk shop.
so yeah, you walk into one of these droid shops, and as you go in, there's actually let's close that. The sound of the crowd is drowned out. As you walk into the shop, it's eerily peaceful, and there's a sound of running water in the background. And as you walk in, both to your left and right, there's a fountain kind of coming down with water that spills into a pool filled with translucent marbles and some sort of fish kind of swimming around in circles in the calm, cool pool. Every once in a while, from the back area of the shop, you hear welding sparks and machinery and power sparks and servos and lifts. But there's nobody at the front desk for now.
She waits for a moment, kind of irritatedly, and then she'll probably go in back, try to find someone.
There's a man in the back with he has a blue tunic on with a welding mask kind of over his head, and he's at work on something that looks like a droid, or a probe, sorry.
She doesn't want to cause him to make any mistakes, so she doesn't like tap him on the shoulder or anything, but she'll walk around to where when he looks up, he'll see her.
What's Hakam doing?
He stays with her and is waiting to give engineering sort of tech advice.
And this technician kind of turns around and mutters, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." And he flips up his visor. "I'm so sorry. Well, have you been waiting long?"
She smiles and says, "Not very long. I did not want to interrupt you in your work. I know it is delicate."
"It is indeed delicate, and it takes all of my focus. We do the best work here on probes, all sorts of autonomous." And he swings his gaze over to Hakam. "Bless the icons! It's you,
Nope, got a helmet
cousin?
on. Nope, got a
Cousin?
helmet on. Nope, I have a helmet on.
Oh
Just
no! You have a helmet on?
remember, we did the whole role play of me getting a helmet that I paint particularly for.
All right.
Your
You
helmet.
recognize him. You recognize him then.
Yeah.
Oh, cousin Girma.
Oh, great.
Cousin Girma there, working on this probe. You can see Hakam. His workshop is pristine, very intelligently and cleverly laid out. Highest tech stuff here. He has several other technicians under him doing work as well.
Nice.
So he looks at you and back to Thoraya. Seems you brought the helmeted friends along with you. How can I help you? Let me clean my hands. I'll meet you up front.
And she nods and walks back out front.
Hakam shows you his security tablet, or his tablet. I don't recall what that's called. Essentially, where he can type something, and he writes, "It's my fucking cousin. I'm not gonna speak a word in there."
She looks at it and kind of grins, and she types back on the tablet.
I have a helmet.
Family should not be taken for granted, Hakam. And
And then I type back, "Nor should the shame I brought upon them. Let it rest."
someday they may not be here. Someday they might all be gone. And she actually looks really serious when she kind of looks at you as she types that.
You just get a shrug from him, and he deletes. He empties the notepad back out, and then points inside the shop.
It's such a flippant response. She actually seems
To him, it's the complete opposite. Like his family is
angry.
like big Greek vermin, has been there forever family, right? To him,
Well, her family all got murdered. So
exactly. So very different paths
Yeah.
in life.
Well, she'll wait out there, kind of stewing about Hakam.
Girma senses you guys, texting back and forth. Are you done messaging your partner? Is there something I'm not aware of? I'd rather just as soon get down to business so I can get back to work.
Yes, Girma. I was trying to convince my friend to visit his family while we are here, but my arguments bring no results. So I suppose we will get down to business.
Business is only a close second to family. Thora, did you tell him your name yet?
She'll introduce herself, sure.
Yeah. Thora, ah, business is a close second to family. If you need me to speak with your friend, I can do so. My family, the Ruhayos, have been here on Coriolis for ages and ages.
Oh, is that so?
Indeed,
But what
it is so.
do you? Every family has its black sheep. Even a family as noble as yours, I'm sure.
There are very few in our family, Thoraya. We make a humble living here as a technician. We keep the place running down in the cellar. Every once in a while, a bird flies from the nest to be never seen again. They bring great shame upon our family, well, at least to my father, Javeri. Myself, if I saw my family again, I would celebrate. But do not speak of that with my father. He is made of more stern stuff than I.
I'm sorry, I missed what he said when he said he would. If he saw one of those, he would what?
Guillermo says he would have a drink with
Oh,
it.
okay.
But he says basically, his dad's very trad, and thinks it's a shameful thing to leave the nest.
Well, that is a sad thing. Tradition is also not as important as family.
Indeed. And as to add fuel to the fire, your other cousin, let's see what her name is, Narana. Narana comes out of the back and goes to speak with Girma. He says, "You just got the invoices to the new crawler drones that are coming up from the cellar, Girma. I'm going to send them on down as long as they pass inspection. Do you have those invoices for me?" And he taps a few things on the tablet, and they have a few hushed tones. But Hakam, through your helmet, you see one of your younger cousins as well, Narana, as they two operate and own this business together. Go ahead.
When you say cellar, is that a district, or are people talking about their actual cellar?
I think it's called the cellar. Let me look here.
You're correct. It is not their cellar. The station literally has three main parts, and one of them is the cellar, is where lots of slumming happens
Okay.
and dirty deeds.
Yeah.
Essentially the underbelly of the station, but it's pretty vast, like at least a mile.
Underbelly. The only kind of reputable stuff that happens there is there's like the innards that makes the place work is down there, right?
What was the name of the guy we
So-
ran into before?
Mayberry Afanya.
Mary.
Bakora beef.
Stop it! I'm never gonna remember now.
It is Baby Riafanya.
Hey, I've been known to fond 300 NPCs in the game, so let me bring them back up.
Okay.
I keep a roster.
She won't interrupt, but when they're done talking, she'll say, "You do business, buy many things from the cellar, yes?"
My family is well known down there. Yes,
Uh,
the folks from the cellar do have a bad reputation, but there are those of us who, if I dare say so, keep the station humming with power.
I know that.
If the Ruhales fell, the station would soon fall thereafter.
Looking around your shop, I believe it. You seem like a skilled man, if your family is the same. But the cellar, perhaps you can help me. I am a stranger to Coriolis, but I was approached by a man who said his family did business in the cellar, the Afianas. Can you tell me anything
Yes.
about them?
My family does have a relationship with him. It is tense at times, but mostly friendly. Most of the Afanyas, although their business is illicit, they keep their word. They buy and sell weapons, move them on and off the station underneath the nose of the Judicars. Sometimes they support small petty wars on other systems.
So they are not necessarily law-abiding, but not complete scoundrels.
Yeah, true. Except for that rat Bayberry.
Ah, what of this Bayberry?
You spoke of black sheeps earlier? Well, he's one, and he's a true right bastard.
She raises an eyebrow. In what way?
If any business gets large enough, Thariah, you have some that go on the grift. Some that try to take a slice of the pie without anybody knowing. And Bayberry's one of those types. He never lived up to his sister's fame. He never lived up to his father's expectations, and so, word is he's slumming around the Spice Plaza and the spaceport looking for new marks.
And what sort of grift is he running?
Small arms mostly. His family deals in the bigger stuff. He deals with rifles, pistols, that sorts of thing. Tries to get them off planets to pirates.
I see. And what would his family, how would they react to such a... Do they know of his bad behavior?
Narana kind of turns and talks to you. Girma, she seems awful interested in the Alfanias. Ma'am, are you here to buy a probe or not?
No, I am not here to buy a probe. I'm here to buy... And she kind of starts talking, she gets distracted very quickly talking about the processor units that she wants. She kind of gestures with her thumb back at Hakam and says that he is capable of making the modifications, but, they don't have all of the tech that they need. And she kind of talks about the fire suppressant drones and how she thinks, a processor like that would probably do the trick. Looks back at Hakam, for confirmation.
Naranya looks at Hakam. Strong silent type, eh? Well, it's clear you know what you're talking about, but what's not clear is why you're prying into the business of the Afanians in the cellar. Girma, don't get involved with this, please. Take my advice this time. Give this young lady what she wants, and don't be involved with the Afanias, much less that bastard Bayberry. My sister, she is a wise one. I suppose we can cut off the chatter about Bayberry and Fanya. Yes. What exactly do you need? I mean, that's what you mentioned earlier. That certainly sounds doable, but it will take a couple days.
That is fine. I do thank you for the information. I'm sorry, as a stranger here, it is hard to know who to trust, and as I said, I was approached by a member of their family, and she shrugs.
Yeah. Well, one piece of advice I will give for free. Stay away from Bayberry at the very least. I live down in the cellar along with my family. We don't want to take any chances of being associated with those types.
And she nods. I thank you for this.
But what you want, it is custom, no? This is a tall order. You said your friend is skilled in this sort of thing. He can help. I would certainly welcome any aid. In fact, I could get you this droid probe in as little as 2 days if I had help.
She kind of looks back at Hakam.
Hakam will type, I just need the parts. I can do the modifications myself if necessary.
He may have to be disassembling other drones to get this part. I think that is what he's speaking of.
Assembling drones should be in his wheelhouse.
Thariah looks back and says, he does not appear to want to be of assistance in this way, Girma. Sadly, he is a stubborn man, and she looks back at him.
He bows again. just slightly nods his head.
Some men are like that. I am not.
Yes, you seem like a fine man, a kind one, and one who is good to his family.
Like I said, after all is said and done, who else will have your back besides family?
She kind of pauses at that, and she says, "Sometimes we make our families, Girma."
He just gives a nod and a bow, and he says, if all you need is the parts and the technology, I can have that to you the day after tomorrow.
And she'll nod, and they'll talk about price, and she'll thank him.
Oh, if that is it, I bid you and your friend adieu. Myself and Narana will go in the back. We have much work to do. We are busy.
Of course.
And they will disappear kind of in the back or whatever and then get back to work, leaving you two alone.
Thariah stays for a minute, kind of looking at the droid parts, and the probe and drone bits, and leaves her contact information for Girma, and then goes out to find Hakam.
Well, that will be a fun little project once we have the parts.
Yes, your cousin. He seems like a good man.
Sure. Which one? This one? Yeah. Got many of them.
He does not seem like the sort who would have drama, but you still reject him, yes?
No, I just avoid it, It's like you don't reject bullets either, right? You just avoid them. Avoid the pain.
I do not see the pain here, but if you say so.
Yeah, you don't. Okay, which part of your life could I dissect and put some pressure on?
Well,
How's your family? How's that feeling for you?
they're all dead. Murdered.
See?
What I would give for one more day.
Fun topic to you, though?
I think it is not the same, Hakam. And she kind of looks at him with real fire in her eyes. Did you see your family murdered in front of you? I don't think so. Anyway, she'll kind of stalk off to find the others.
He'll quietly mumble to himself, that shut her up. And then he walks after you.
What's Nassir and Ali doing?
Nassir and he's having a measuring contest with his proposed thermal rifle and the accelerator machine gun that Ali is now picking up from the gunsmith Yolo, or Yala, and he's going through his tabula looking for fun places to be in the Mulakadan, or however you pronounce that.
Yeah, I have to keep looking it up here. Let me, there you go, show the players. The Mulukad.
Mulukad, yes, he's looking for
Coriolis' entertainment district is known as Mulukad, a potpourri of shady alleys and old buildings housing restaurants, cantinas, bars, and gambling dens. Has everything the thrill-seeking resident or visitor could possibly desire.
I believe Ali wants some things implanted in him, and when he's done with that, Nassir is going to suggest that they move their quartet to there.
Yeah, Ali would agree after he gets his cybernetic implants. He definitely would want to go down and have a few drinks. You could look at Nassir. That is a wonderful idea. I don't need them afterwards.
Yes, I know you're jealous of how I look with my implants, so I understand why you would want to get some.
I don't know. And you hold out his arm. I already got the muscles. This one just makes me bulletproof.
Yes, you are one to catch a lot of bullets. Hopefully, this helps in that department.
Well, perhaps if other people killed some people too, there'd be less bullets inside of me.
Let us remember who killed the tiger back on the planet
Enos.
Enos.
Yes, I do remember it well.
I believe I blew his jaw off and severed his spinal cord, and he collapsed like a hefty bag full of shit.
Yes, and meanwhile I was handling the two other ones.
At that, Thariah kind of walks in, spots them, and says, "Oh, speaking of bags of shit, there you are, Nassir. Ali, I have something to tell you."
Harsh. Harsh.
Well, it's about time someone got it right.
She kind of goes in and says, "While I was speaking with the man at the drone shop, he mentioned that he knew people in the cellar. I asked about the Afianas, and he said that they were reputable, but this bayberry to stay away from him, that he is not to be trusted."
Why should they not trust him?
I was not able to find out the exact reason, but this venture he has of giving small arms to people to smuggle off planet, and they go to pirates, and that's, no problem, but it is on the side of his
Pirates.
family business. And I do not think they would take it kindly if they were to find out. Not the sort of people to get on the wrong side of, and I don't know the details, but the implication was that this is a way that he runs a scam on newcomers to Coriolis.
Yes, I can see it. Pays us a measly sum, pockets the rest, then we get in trouble with his family. Meanwhile, he disappears.
Or did you think of it another way? They said they don't like working with pirates. You mean us. Perhaps we show that we are worth something to this man, and then we start getting equipment for the Pirate King, huh?
I don't know, because it seemed like he was mostly small time, like not worth. I don't think that his reach extends to anything bigger than this, and so I doubt that it is even worth our effort, or I lean against it.
Well, perhaps maybe we should go seek out his family, and then we can talk to them directly. Maybe they have bigger plans on the horizon.
Perhaps if we make a visit to the cellar, but right now we are going for drinks, yes?
I'm going to get my body so it doesn't have so many bullets in it.
I will go back to the ship and change and meet you back here.
Oh, are you changing into a certain thing? Are you done with your dress shopping?
You said that these clothes were not appropriate, and she looks at the armor. I will wear something else. Not a dress. Are you wearing a dress? And she looks very serious when she says it.
Does the kaftan look like a dress to you?
She kind of wobbles her hand back and forth in a kinda gesture.
Yes, I'm sure when we get accommodations, we will all change into something much more appropriate and fancy.
So I guess we just wait for them to get their implants.
Yeah. I'd have to look up, like, if there's a recovery time. It seems like it was.
D6 days.
Yeah.
before it becomes active. You don't have you're not down for D6
Yeah,
days. It's
yeah, I'll
D6 until
yeah.
you can use them.
And I'll let you like role play. You're feeling like shit or whatever, you know.
Okay.
But
I'll roll a 1d6
D6
now.
stays. Yep.
So now
5 days for Hakam. He's not used to this stuff.
5 days.
Yeah, take 5 days for him to feel better.
So now we're gonna roll high, right?
I can pay 2,000 of my own money, or no? You guys said we should just use the money from our cash pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that'll
Yep.
be-
Yep. So what are you getting, Hakam?
What is it called? Integrated body armor, something like that, under cyberware. I'll pay 5
Body
XP and
armor.
pay 6,000
Nice.
Yeah. body armor.
6,000.
Yeah.
All right. Let me put that on there.
Now tell me, Soraya, will you be getting some implants while you are here on this station?
She totally does not get your gist. She says, "No, I like my body the way it is. It seems a little, I don't know. It does not appeal to me."
How much is yours, Sim?
It's the same 6,000 for the body armor.
I don't have saved XP for that, so.
I was thinking perhaps you could get like some sort of pheromones to help you smell better, but whatever, that is not important.
My sense of smell is fine, she says, kind of sniffing.
Nassir leans in and sniffs her. He goes, are you sure about that?
She kicks him.
Yes. Point taken. You do not have to hurt me.
All right. So you guys give me like a 10-second scene. What looks like as you're going to the Ripper Dock in the Cyberpunk game or whatever.
Hakam tells Ali to pick up to go to a specific place nearby to pick up some street food that he says is very high in fats and makes surgeries better. He heard once.
This
It's like a hot
burrito
dog
is really
stand,
good.
you know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you should eat it right before the procedure, so there's the faster recovery time. But it's of course total hoodoo.
It must be your first time getting implants.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, we walk in there, maybe start chewing, right? Like eating whatever this fatty food we got.
Nah,
Well,
There's like two bros going in to get
Exactly.
matching tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on how long the surgery takes, yeah, that was actually on Nassir's to-do list, is add another tattoo.
You went in too? Roll D6.
A tattoo, not an implant.
You want to- Okay, you get a tattoo while they're getting all their cyberware put in or whatever.
Yeah, no, Ali would look at Hakam. This must be the first implant. Food will do you no good, and he'll reach in his pocket and grab some out for. This will help you out.
Ooh. I'll take it. It's my first one.
I think maybe you want to.
And then
So-
as we're in there waiting together to get started, he's like, "All right, so let me tell you, I've got plans for like a battle axle for you. I'm gonna pimp the shit out of that thing. Okay, it's gonna have this and that," and then so the camera just pans off.
So you guys emerge from this place, and neither one of you feel better for the wear. Ali's going to take 4 days to feel better. Hakam's going to take 5. And the circadian rhythms of the Coriolis station are kept by an overhead, if you can think of like a giant LED screen that emits blue light or the light of the time of day. And by the time you come out, it's already evening. And I suppose Nassir and Thoraya are like back getting changed for your night out at the unsavory quarter or whatever. So I'll let you guys role play how you guys eventually meet up at the Mudukad.
Yeah, Thoraya shows up, and she's wearing something other than her usual clothes, maybe something in tight black leather all over with some, silver ornamentation here and there. And
Nassir goes to a tattoo artist. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
finish
go
your
ahead.
thought. Nassir goes to a tattoo artist, finding someone to add a tattoo to his collection, going for something on the upper side of his back, maybe a representation of his homeworld, the Demon Star. And once that's finished, he kind of changes out into something more casual. Nothing nearly as fancy as Thoraya, but probably some sort of kurta or something like that.
So did we go back to the ship to get changed? Like, how
I
do
did.
I imagine this? Oh, okay. Because in that case, Hakam would go back to the ship and I don't want to say steal, borrow one of Pasha's like nicer looking shawls or robes or so that he can absolutely look garish, maybe a little garish, and because he knows his family would like not look for people who look wealthy. You know what I'm saying? If he walks around in his engineer clothes, he might get spotted, but maybe if he doesn't look normal, that's at least his logic, then he might not get spotted? I don't know.
Well, Ali would go in there and also take some of Pasha's clothes with the full thing of returning them back worse than he got them. Maybe make sure he got them from those the best area, the best clothes he could get from Pasha.
And we go have a party.
We go- That's a good description.
Yes. And Ali, of course, would be hitting up dope for pretty good, numb the pain from the surgery, and because he likes it.
As they
So you make... Go ahead.
As they walk toward the district, Thoraya tells them that maybe they should all get tattoos, matching tattoos next time. Something with the Crimson Wish on it.
I don't need tattoos that have bullet holes.
We all have bullet holes, Ali. I mean, but, matching something. She just keeps trying to convince them.
Perhaps to celebrate the victory on Enos, we can all get matching tattoos of a slaying a tiger with the words Tiger King on it.
She rolls her eyes at that.
Or Hakam says in his current dreadful mood, maybe we just all keep sharing the same nightmare from that terrible, horrible, demon-infested ship.
The best way to get rid of that is to drink, my friend.
I'm in.
Yes, lots of drink and lots of dope for it.
Yes, let us all drink, and perhaps by the end of the night we will have these tattoos Thoraya is suggesting.
And y'all meet up. It's like an entourage. And walk into the Mudukar. And go into one of the cantinas, start having a great time.
Roll for great time.
As you walk, as you walk into the promenade on the Mudukad, there are all around you, there are neon lights shining down with accompanying strobes. There are men and women both sexes in scantily clad, dancing up on these pedestals. And there are servers kind of walking around with beverages, food, appetizers, that sort of thing. In the corners, there are men and women gambling, raucous laughter. All the while, overhead, there are screens kind of hawking the most up-to-date technology and gadgets and all that sort of thing for people to buy.
Nassir is going to buy a few rounds of shots for everyone and basically encourage bad behavior.
Yeah, the more Thuraya drinks, the more she feels like dancing. She's like me.
Not forgetting their previous night of revelry, he definitely encourages her to get back on top of a table and almost dares her to do so.
Probably by the end of the night, she's trying to compete with the people who are dancing on the little pedestals.
Hakam definitely has a good time. Eventually, with enough alcohol, sort of opens up or loosens up a little, and has more of a fun time.
I believe I owed you all a quick story on why the consortium and I are on such poor terms. The shortest version is my clan on Albo. We lived in the northern wastelands, and eventually the consortium, as they began to expand from the equator, they were infringing on my people's territories. And while my clan leader forbade any sort of involvement or stopping them, I took it upon myself, along with some people, to make it not worth their while. And after a long guerrilla war of destroying their equipment and preventing them from exploiting the mines in the area, they eventually withdrew. After a heavy cost in both beer and lives, they eventually learned that I was the ringleader of this little rebellion, and they have not forgotten it. They have quite a long memory. So that is why they do not like me so much.
Thuraya kind of takes a sip and nods in reluctant approval. I thought that would story would involve you doing something a little more I don't know, less noble, I suppose.
My biggest regret was I went against the express wishes of the clan leader, and as a result I was banned from my clan. Of people I've grown up with, people that I have patrolled the wastelands with, grew close to. Even the woman I was supposed to marry, it was all cancelled, and I was banished for going against that, despite that they acknowledged that I helped preserve their way of life. But it was something I regret, but I'm at the same time glad I did, for I saved our way of life, at least for the time being.
Hakam taps you on the shoulder, sort of in acknowledgement, says, "Our story is totally the same, only that less shooting and yeah."
Better words could not be spoken. Here, have another one of these. And he kind of hands him a mind.
He's like, "These are great!"
It is called the Three Wise Men.
Yeah, that he would be off. He would just listening to this story and drinking his drinks. The consortium of bastards, anyways.
they may look to expand and help re-energize the revival that the horizon has seen, but I will not let them do it at the expense of my clan and my tribes. Perhaps someday I will go back and see what has happened, but today is not that day.
No, but yet people were good people when I met them. But we could only do so much as well. I think the more I think about it, the more I think that what we have going now to be the best way to combat them.
I agree. That is why being a pirate does not bother me so much. Perhaps we can start targeting them someday with Pasha's permission. And who knows, maybe perhaps I will start my own clan instead.
Well, there is money to be made in targeting them, that is for sure. It shouldn't take much convincing. There's beer involved.
Thoraya raises her drink and she'll say, "To the future and revenge." And she'll kind of clank her glass against whoever's near hers and drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ali would cheers and slam his drink down and take another hit as his vote for it.
Can each of you make me an observation at a -1?
Just the one? Man.
Or, yeah. Barely drinking, apparently.
I am a gracious god.
We need to step it up a notch.
Hey! Look at this. This is a -1,
Finally.
and I get 2.
Oh, ha ha.
2-2.
I notice him noticing me notice.
Yes.
So what's the highest? 2?
Yep.
We got. Let's see what we got.
She is very observant up on the stage.
Yes,
and
I've got
What?
an
Roll
eagle
Hakeem.
eye view.
I rolled Hakim's somehow.
You guys, as you're drinking at the bar or whatever, you see like some shady people kind of closing in on Nassir through the crowd. They're making the best try of it they can, but they're kind of masked. They have a kaftan on, and they're brandishing blades, kind of like they have their hands on the pommels of the blades in their belts, and they're all kind of slowly closing in on Nassir near wherever he is, kind of in a kind of surrounding and type of manner out near where you guys are, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of next to each other.
Yeah,
Nassir's basically watching Thoraya dance, ogling her, because that's what you do when you've been drinking. And he makes eye contact with her when he notices
She's kind of
the
stopped. Yeah.
consortium, the individuals making their way towards him, and he kind of pats his sidearm and makes sure she understands, and then leans over to Ali, and we have unwanted guests, I believe.
Well, that's a good thing I brought the heavy gun with me.
Yeah, Thoraya kind of nods and says, "Hakam, what are the rules? What kind of presence does what are they called? Legion guards or whatever? The
The
Legion has no presence here.
Oh,
There's a light Coriolis security presence in this sector,
okay.
but not as much, obviously, as in the range.
Adjudicators would still.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
adjudicators
if it
still they
escalates.
don't want
Yeah.
fucking people
So
shooting.
Hakam would say, just make sure that it looks like they started it and everybody sees it that way.
Perfect. And she kind of reaches behind her little jacket and she feels for her pistol and her claws.
Nassir is going to try and be a little nonchalant and hold a hand up to help Thoraya down off the table, and then kind of sit by her, like almost like he's hitting on her with like an arm around her, but then underneath the table he's already has his pistol drawn and is doing his best to keep an eye on the trio approaching them while acting like he's striking his way down the ladder.
Yeah, and she's kind of doing the same thing, just very subtly now that her back's got a bent behind it. She's pulling out her weapons.
Ollie in Pasha's finest clothes already has his hands on his accelerator machine gun, waiting for Hakeem to kind of move to the left or the right so he can get the one that, barrel it
Who's
down
Hakeem?
on
Who's
somebody.
Hakeem? Who's Hakeem?
Hakam.
Is that another?
He's got an imaginary friend.
Is that another cousin? He has
Yeah,
a lot of
must be.
cousins.
Hakam says, "I'll be under the table," and then slides under the table, and then an arm comes up, grabs his drink, and pulls it under the table.
So they all come in and they think they're all nondescript, right? Like one of them slides in next to Nassir, says, "Hey there, friend. You look like you're in need of a drink. What do you have?"
What I have is none of your business. I have this lovely lady here keeping me company.
Mm. "Oh, indeed, lovely she is." And he turns to her. "Might I make your acquaintance? Well, who might you be?"
And she smiles and she says, "Occupied at the moment." And she just kind of smiles and shifts underneath the table so that her pistol is pointed at him.
He might go like kiss your hand, but you probably pull it away. And he at least says, "Would I suggest that you occupy yourself with fleeing from this rat bastard?" And he kind of turns to Nassir and says, "Bayberry Afanya sends his regards." And you see the flash of a blade, Nassir, and then we will all roll for initiative.
Yeah. Ness.
Is high or low good? I can't remember. High?
High.
Yeah.
High is good.
There you go, Nassir.
Damn, son.
He's ready.
We got a Han event right here.
Yeah. Gotta name this guy Greedo.
I'm gonna have all of them act on the same turn. If that's cool with you, everybody.
Sure.
Speed up.
So, yep. Nassir, you're going to get to go first. So, the two other consortium, quote-unquote, collectors, they're basically bounty hunters for the consortium, are kind of closing in on you guys, while the one next to you draws, looks like to be some sort of blade, but you see him first, obviously. What do you do?
Now, one might think Nassir drinking and arm draped around a woman and not thinking much of it would be unprepared for a knife being pulled in a gunfight, but he is, with his pistol already aiming at this gentleman under the table. He pulls the trigger. I think I'm going to do a slow action, which is... How much plus dice? It's been a while, sorry.
Slow. Oh,
Plus
ooh.
2.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Alrighty. Let me see if primary is my pistol. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Accelerator pistols are quiet too, aren't they?
Yep. They are silent. They have silence.
Oh,
Oh!
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
One shot first.
he shoots.
Oh boy.
And
Oh boy. Let's see if they have armor. Oh, let's see. Protective clothing. All right, whatever. What do you want to do with that?
that's 7 damage if memory serves.
It's only one on accelerated pistol.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I really want to do 4 crits on this guy. Because I don't think that won't be enough to kill him, will it?
7?
7 damage. I don't know.
I mean,
He has 8. I'll tell you that.
Uh huh.
son of a bitch.
And he has to roll his armor too. But
So in that case, I'll do just to make sure, I'll do 4 damage. So that's 2 base, then 2 of the ones, and then
Maybe
I
you don't
can
want to kill him, right?
do 3 crits, right? Am I making that too complicated? Since it has a crit of 1.
Yeah.
and
That's
I don't know why stupid roll 20 is not fix this bug where if you make duplicates of a token, they all linked. It's dumb. Sorry. Pet peeve. I'm changing to a Sod Tybee. I have to change him back to a...
Because if you don't kill him, maybe that sends a better message, and the adjudicators or whatever they're called are less.
Well, 55 will kill him.
Oh, it does.
I mean, it will.
It'll put him out of the fight.
He instantly goes out of the fight. I mean, I'm looking at what 3 I rolled.
So what's 12?
Well, so 12. I get to pick one of these 3.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
12 is disoriented, it's stunned for 1 turn. No. 34 is shredded ear. No. 55 is severed artery in the arm, unconscious for D6 hours. And if he isn't treated, he dies in D6 minutes.
Why do you have to choose? Can't you have all
no,
3?
you have to
No,
choose.
So trust me, it would be way too overpowered if you chose.
Oh.
Let's
Yep.
describe that.
So you can spend more points to keep rolling. Yeah, what does that look like?
So under the table, before this guy can even move, he just like angles his gun upwards, shooting it, hitting him right in the arm, and whatever major artery goes through there just gets absolutely shredded along with the tissue and bone around it. And before he can even yelp, he just like falls forward, unconscious, bleeding profusely onto the floor around the group.
Nice Wilhelm scream. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
As Hakam cowers under the table, this body with the fountaining blood
Yeah, body
falls
comes.
beside you.
Yeah, it's severed artery just starts to pool near Hakam. What are you doing, Hakam?
I skedaddle out of there because I can't get blood on Pasha's clothes is what I'm thinking.
Good thinking.
That'd be very bad.
Is he playing in the next session? He is. Hang on, he is. He has signed up.
You
Let's get
gotta
the stomach
remember that
issue.
these guys wore his clothes.
I kind of want you to make a dexterity check to see if you can get out in time.
Make note.
Let me see.
Ali plans to roll around in the blood of Pasha's
Yeah,
clothes.
dexterity. Do dexterity. See if you get blood on the clothes.
No, I don't.
Oh.
Yes, I am.
You don't.
I'm like a drunken master right now.
Was it
all the
like
wrong
that?
things are what
Your
matter to me.
concern is not to get Pasha's clothes dirty. What does that look like?
Exactly. He's like, oh no. He grabs his drink and sort of shuffles out from one table under the table of the neighbors.
All right, Ali,
When I make
you're
a
up.
commotion, they might go, hey, what's this? And he's like, oh, I gotta go away.
Well, he looks at the one he was waiting for Hakeem to move. I mean, Hakam.
There you go.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Look, I've been up.
Hakeem Olajuwon is what I always get in my head.
I've been up for 37 hours. I'm good.
Oh, damn.
So, what should be that guy? And he, they seen him approaching and whatever. He was getting ready to barrel down on him with it, and he's gonna, of course, light him up with the full power of the accelerator machine gun. So he's gonna go full auto.
Collateral damage.
Yeah, he. Well, no, because remember they weren't drinking that much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Can you set? I think there's always some collateral damage setting off an automatic weapon in like
Hey,
a building.
just hey, let the dark points decide. Ali, what are you gonna do?
All right, so was it the secondary weapon? You know what? Last time I was screwed up, so let me go ahead and let's go to the sheet.
Yeah, if it's listed as number 2, it's secondary.
All right, I'll give it a try. I don't think I get any pluses.
You're going full auto.
Yeah,
Hey,
'Cause it's like -2 for full
Yep.
auto.
it is.
-2. All right, so -2 from that. This is the no matter.
Let's take them off the back. So we'll say two success.
What do you want to do with your 2 success?
He's just gonna put it on damage. He's hoping to light him up.
All right, 2 success.
Keep hitting them, I assume.
Yeah, he's gonna keep shooting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I have to wait till you're all done before I do all this, right?
Yeah.
We're at 4 damage now.
That's the
Ooh,
first one.
first one to ignore.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Wow.
Wow. You roll one more one, you're out of ammo there, home slice.
It's alright. It's alright.
Oh!
Oh, there it is. Fuck.
Oh my god!
How in the hell? I like.
Hey,
Click,
yeah,
click,
huh?
click,
Hate to
click,
see
click.
it.
This is
You're
the
out
weapon
of
you want
ammo.
to sell, right? Isn't that the one you want to get rid of?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
See, now it's a good. You have good roleplay reason.
Yeah, this thing jams up all the time.
Yeah.
So you got 2 success, and then what? One more, so 3 success.
Yeah. It'd be 3
Basically.
success.
So damage 3. That's 6 damage.
And it's a crit one, so put it all on the damage, I guess.
You want to put it all in damage?
Yep.
All right. So
Is the first success the standard damage of the weapon, or do we keep adding? Because I
Yeah.
always have that same
First six-
question for Star Wars.
I think the first success is
Right.
the damage of the weapon, and then after that you add it on.
Okay.
So that'd be like 5 damage, right?
Goes both ways,
So-
yeah. But I think it's 5, yeah.
So let me see what his armor does. Yep, nothing. So he takes 5. What does it look like as he's nearly destroyed, but not quite?
Yeah. So he just levels the gun, and it silently goes off.
Oh, I clicked chainsaw, not chain gun.
Just FYI, if you're going to shoot it on silent, remember that because it does less damage, I think.
What, for that accelerator pestle?
Anything that has silent, if you choose to have it in silent mode, it does less damage. And if you give me
Oh.
a minute, I'll tell you what it is.
I thought that
Yeah,
was just
I-
for that one kind of ammo. I didn't know that was for accelerator pistols. I thought that was different.
Yeah, I didn't see that
mean,
for accelerator
silent.
pistol.
Silent is a function that can be activated to make the weapon quieter and harder to detect when it's fired. It does a weapon in silent mode does -1 damage.
Okay. Well, I mean, he wasn't firing silent. I didn't really. know if it was
Doesn't matter with the machine gun. So
People notice.
I like.
Yeah, people notice hundreds of rounds.
I just figured it said silent, so it was a silent.
and I'm gonna use 2 dark points.
Oh.
As Corsac security starts, they're swarming the area, but they're not like there yet on you. But they are like on their way in. And Thariah, it's your turn.
So which guy is this guy was hit but not killed?
Yep.
Yeah, she'll fire on him. Let me roll off my sheet maybe because I don't think that's on there. One hit, so two damage to him.
0 points blocked. He has 1 left. What does that look like?
She and Ali are kind of aiming at the same guy, and she pops one off at him, hits him in a shoulder, and then she glances and sees the the guards coming in, and she says, "We may want to get out of here. The law has just arrived."
Yeah, there's all these like gunshots going off and stuff, and the one that's wounded just like takes out his pistol and fires at Nassir. Ugh, kill him if this is the last thing you do for the consortium. And he attacks on 0, 2. Oop. I'm gonna crit you.
Alright, let me roll my armor first. Let me change my sheet so I'm not wearing my heavy armor.
Roll that armor. Yeah, those accelerator pistols have crit 1, which is good.
Yeah, he'll be able to do 1 crit if I don't stop him. Why can't I find my armor?
It's on the regular
Very top. Yeah, that's probably why.
Yep.
So 2 points of damage to me.
2 points of damage. All right. He rolled a 54.
Oh no! That sounds bad.
Internal bleeding.
Well, I have my one skill that allows me to flip his
Yep, 9
critical
lives or whatever.
9 lives. Now, crushed face
45?
isn't
Crushed
even
face?
better.
Crushed face.
Didn't you just get that fixed?
Yeah, there went my.
Your teeth got
gone.
knocked out. Your
Okay.
teeth got knocked out last time.
Yeah, I got silver teeth now.
Not anymore.
Unconscious D6 hours and -2 to the inflation.
It's your choice if you want to flip it around or not.
Internal bleeding's almost better.
I'll take a screenshot if you want. I'm using that webpage to roll.
I believe. Yeah,
You believe? You don't. You should believe your bow. I'm not going to hold anything against you.
Oh, you know what
You-
I can do? I don't know if it's after the fact. You tell me if I allow it. My gambler trait.
What's Gambler do?
Gambler trait once per session at the cost of 1 DP can choose to have an automatic critical success, which is what, 3?
No, not for this situation.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Hate to see it.
geez. What do I take? That's a good question. Well, none of you are docs, are you?
No.
I could throw dirt on you.
Yeah, then I'm as much as it pains me to say this because of my beautiful face. We'll take crushed face for now. Because D6 minutes for internal bleeding is a lot worse.
Yeah,
Yeah, you would need to get stabilized, right? Yeah.
yeah. Plus you'd have to make a roll to see you get extra damage on top of it.
Yeah.
Your face is crushed. Roll me a d6.
Maybe it's shrapnel. What if the other person sort of shot, missed, and shrapnel from the table, like the table piece explodes in his face and he gets like wooden chips or something?
Yeah. You tell me how you would play it to see.
Yeah, how does this happen?
I'm sorry, what was that now?
How is your face crushed by someone shooting a pistol from, I don't know, 2 meters away?
Well,
Yeah.
the bullet from the accelerated pistol going at such an incredibly high rate of fire goes in, hitting him just to the right of his eye. And
So
the
you actually
bullet-
get shot in the face?
Yeah, the bullet
Happens a lot.
The bullet deflects
Happens a lot.
downward off
Leave
the
it.
bone.
Leave it. Yeah. Hakam, in real life, a lot of times people get shot in the face and it just stops in their sinus or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pointless trivia. The ammo that the M4 uses is designed to bounce around inside you, so it's very possible that it deflects off the bone going downward, much like JFK's bullet, and then flipping back again before bursting out the other side of his face. Just a ruined, bloody mess. And then he just like collapses forward on the table, similar to the one he had just dispatched moments ago.
Damn.
And the next consortium collector. I'm going to have to. So there's 8 left. He's going to shoot at Thoraya. Actually, he's going to spend 1 action point closed with her, and then the rest to swing with his sword. Because that's what he had his hand on his blade,
Yep.
right? So, primary weapon.
Do you dodge with
One.
melee, or is...
You could use your action points to do that. Correct. You already acted. Did you use everything though?
I think so. I mean, she did an aimed shot, so...
Yes. Yeah. So you would take 2 damage basically
Okay.
from the sword. So he comes to you. You think like a katana appearing from his sash and like slashing across you, and like red blood, Thoraya, opens up over your left hip as you feel this blade drawn across
Last
you.
time she wears a crop top.
No boob armor. And Nassir's up, and he's bleeding.
Oh, I'm unconscious. I'm doing jack shit. I guess I do have to. That first roll was what? For how long I'm unconscious, or how long I have until I die if not stable?
That's D5. I don't. Let me look.
There's 2 rolls.
45. No. Yes. Fatal. Yes. Fatal. Yes. So crushed face. Fatal. Yes. Unconscious. D6 hours. I don't know why it says fatal though.
That's because there's 2 things. Fatal, it's yes. So the time limit to get treated before it kills me is D6 hours. So I assume
So
that's
5
like
hours.
5. And then the next roll is how unconscious I am. So 1d6 hours for how long I'm to be unconscious. And then surprisingly, -2 to manipulation while my face heals.
True story.
Unconscious for 4 hours.
You're out.
Until stabilized.
The system's harsh, man. Hakam, what are you doing?
He comes up from below the neighbor's table, sees sort of the carnage that's going on, and just starts pointing with his drink in hand that, half of it sloshes out, and he just screams at the top of his lungs, "Consortium assassins! Consortium assassins!" So he tries sort of like a culture roll to make it seem and heard that we were being assailed.
Very well. This could swing. This could swing what happens after the fight.
Cool. Do you want me to roll something now or later? I don't
Yeah, roll it now.
Okay. Character actions. Scroll. Culture. Blink.
Oh.
No. I mean, yeah. 5 dice usually produce that, but yeah. I don't think I've rolled a success yet today.
You could pray.
What does the rest of the people think? Is that necessary, or do we just like talk our way out? Pay our way out?
We all suck at manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's up to you.
I'm okay, but...
I mean, that's Pasha entrance next session is to
Yeah.
bail us out.
It is true. Maybe he'll play if he doesn't get a tummy ache. I didn't say that.
Anyway, Hakam, yeah, that's what he does.
All right. So he comes up, and you can see the police, not the Legion, but the Coriolis security start to kind of close in. They start to say, "Everybody on the ground! Everybody on the ground!" Of course, the consortium assassins don't pay any heed to that. Ali, what are you doing?
Hakam drops.
Ali's gonna shoot the wounded consortium collector that failed to fall onto the ground, knowing he's still a threat. It's
That
gotta
one-
be He's got to reload, so it's got to be a quick shot.
So reload for 2, quick shot for 1.
Yeah.
And you can't go full auto. I don't think. Can you?
No. That had to be next turn when I have to shoot some security guards from coming at me. I think it's a
Ooh, I
minus.
don't know if you want to do that. But okay.
I think it's a -2 for my quick shot. Yeah.
That's on like every single video game. As an aside, before you log off and you saved your game, and like you just want to, you know, you start killing everybody, and you're like, you quit. Turn off your console.
Exactly.
GTA 5, just kill it.
That's it.
Yeah. I gotta do that for what's that? Never mind. I don't play games enough, I guess.
We'll circle back to that.
Fallout
Oh,
3.
Fallout, yeah.
Yeah.
So I could pray to the icons, right? I don't know if that'd make it any better, though.
Yeah, you can.
You get to
can.
reroll all the dice that didn't get a 6, so I'd say you get to reroll 8 dice.
There you
Yep.
go.
There we
That's
go.
enough to kill him.
Yeah, so he wants to, because he knows as long as they're standing, they're going to keep attacking, so he's got to keep shooting. So as he levels out his machine gun, he lets a couple of single rounds out, sees him drop on the ground, and then he could start focusing on the last one standing. If the police don't come over here and interrupt everything.
Dariah.
Yeah, she's gonna shoot this guy in front of her. What is there a negative to shooting someone you're engaged with?
Do you have a
Yes.
pistol?
Okay.
No. You already had it wielded too, so you could even take an aim shot if you'd
Yeah,
like.
that's what she's doing.
Nice.
All right. I'll roll 1 crit.
One
Yeah.
crit. You want to roll it?
Roll it.
35.
Gouged eye, stun for 1 turn, then minus.
Oh yeah, what's that look like? This is great. This crit table is awesome.
Yeah, so he comes at her with a sword. You know, she kind of glances at Nassir, but puts aside that concern for the moment. And kind of as he lunges with the sword again, she dodges to the side and raises her pistol at the same time and shoots him right in the eye, like from 2 feet away.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that you'd only take 1 point of damage with that.
Well, I guess it just missed anything critical.
That's what it is.
Missed the brain. His brain's tiny.
All right, gouged eye though. That can't be good. -2 to range combat and obs. It doesn't affect his sword.
I don't have any
So he's-
movement, do I? Left if you do an aim. Okay.
No. That's all 3. So he's up on you. He sees him coming in, and he's going to try to do a parting slash before he leaves. So he's going to just use a standard attack to get you, and then try to move away and run away from the guards that are moving in.
He's not going to do anything. He's stunned for 1 turn.
Yeah.
He's stunned?
He clutches at his eye. My eye.
Stunned for
my
1 turn,
eye!
yes. Yes. My eye! My eye!
The goggles do nothing.
And Nassir's dead. Hakam, what are you doing?
I get down on the floor and start maybe distancing myself a little on the ground.
I'm a
Crawl
Bruhale.
under
I'm
another
very
table?
respectable.
So what I envision is that in Indiana Jones and
I was just thinking the same thing.
in the bar, he's running around like the drinks are spilling down. He reaches up and drinks them.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Just like that.
In the Lost Ark. All right, Ali, you're up.
Time to make some Swiss cheese. He's gonna go full all at the sword collector. Yeah. So that's one hit, one crit.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
What's the -2 for?
Full auto.
Oh, that's right.
Blocks no damage. There's one. Oh man, he's toast. Toast.
He's already dead.
Yeah, but he's still
Got
good.
it.
He's just shooting a dead body.
He's making an example now.
There you go. Whoa.
What does this look like?
And he keeps walking closer because he wants all that pink mist to get all over Pasha's clothes. Yeah, he just unloads the clip into him basically as he walks into I'll stop rolling now.
What's that look like? And what does it look like as the Corsac kind of moves in?
So
Hands up! Hands up!
as they're moving in, Ollie's just unloading on the guy as he walks real close, just keeps walking at him, shooting at him.
I said hands up, sir! Hands up! The Judicars will sort this out!
And he catches Ollie's attention. And he'll let go of his gun and let it hang there. Yes, my hands are up.
And one of them, brings his wrist to his mouth. We need Trauma Team 2! Trauma Team 2! Please respond! Yeah, we're in the Mudokad. Where else would we be? ETA 5 minutes. And he starts looking around. Is anybody hurt? And there's the crowd screaming and stuff. He looks to Thoraya, Hakam, Ali. Anybody hurt? Anybody hurt?
She'll look at Nassir, kind of shake him to see if he can be roused, but she actually takes a closer look at his face and she kind of just raises a hand in the air. We need a medic.
Hakam comes running back to the table and sees that Nassir's face is slumped on the ground. He's like, hey guys! And then he pulls duct tape and starts duct taping the holes on his face.
No, he needs to breathe. And she's feeling for a pulse. He is still alive. I don't know how, looking like that.
Do we give him off the mouth or something?
I think we have to go with... He
Hakim.
needs medical attention. He needs a real doctor.
Would he survive the 5 minutes it take for them to get here?
Can you carry him?
I don't think they'll let us go, and he'll start going down. And he'll looking for what are those medical things called?
Amigos, which he
Amigos.
has on him, not that.
I think you have to have the skill to use it, don't you?
You do
Yeah.
need metallurgy. It is
Oh.
Yeah, because I've got him too. I guess Thoraya just tries to get the centurions or whatever they are to come and help him, or to call for a medic.
Yeah, they are usually trained in first aid.
Yep. And they are, and they certainly secure them. But unfortunately, I'm using the dart point, and one of the Judicars shows up. Everybody here! Put them in binders! Administer first aid to those who are wounded. We will get to the bottom of this ruckus. I am here to clean up the Muhakab. Let it be known that the Judicar has jurisdiction in this sector until the sun sets. And with that, all of the Corsac security goes into action. And unless you fight them, which I
No.
strongly not recommend,
Not at this point.
Ali, Hakam, Thoraya, Nassir is given the aid he needs, but you guys are all taken under arrest.
As they're kind of filed out of this place, Thariah grabs a waitress and she kind of pulls her close and says, "Tell Beriafyana we're coming for him."
She nods and scurries away.
Hakam says, I don't think, why am I, what? Not me.
Honestly, Hakam, you could probably pull out your family name right here and get out of it, because you were not involved.
Yeah.
I
good.
literally did nothing. I wasn't attacked and I didn't attack anyone. That's what he's pleading. He's saying like, what do
It
you want
doesn't
with me?
matter. It doesn't matter. I've been involved in enough of these situations.
Oh,
They
for sure.
suppress
He
everybody. They just bring
points at
up
the
everybody.
neighboring table. How about them?
Yeah.
How about them? They should also be taken then.
They round up everybody. The
Ah, okay,
Judicar is
okay,
just
okay,
a
okay,
dick.
okay. Okay,
Yeah,
if they
there's-
round up everybody, totally fine.
Yeah. I spent a dark point to bring the Judicar in, so everybody's getting rounded up.
Nice. Oh wow, he just
I'm
gets
not-
bigger by the minute.
I'm gonna have to just come up with a name for this dude. Looks mean.
Bobby.
Jerry.
He was
Evan.
your uncle, but I'm gonna repurpose him so you can get to meet him.
Nice.
And unless there's anything else, we'll end it for
Oh man,
tonight.
maybe the Judicar is your uncle.
No, that's
Ah!
not what they do.
Oh, no, they're engineers.
Plot
They're
twist.
engineers.
Yep.
All right. Anything else? If not, we're gonna end it.
Why do you hate me?
The dice just roll that way.
Some patience.